welcome back here.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you feel like walking in the door here? Memories that come flooding?
Good memories, exactly those. Just relationships, seeing guys. That's what it's all about. But then you're in the arena. You think about like beating New York, conference finals, game 7, obviously winning the Stanley Cup here. Those are things that really resonate. So really cool being back.
Have you had time to spend any time with John or Jeff
Nope.
or anybody? No.
He was hounding me for a so-called rotary. I don't know what language that means. I think it's a couple beers at the bar, but so there'll be plenty of time in the off season. Spent the whole day with the family, which was awesome.
Derek, what do you think you learned from John that prepared you for this job now?
That's a great question. Managing, I think John Cooper, arguably the best coach in the league, and some of it's X's and O's, but the way he manages, I wanted to work under him because of that. But now experiencing my first time as a head coach, day to day, I probably didn't appreciate how much I learned from him. Just reflecting back, a lot of things I'm doing was just a direct reflection of how he managed and how he worked. So I'll be forever appreciative of Coach Cooper and his staff.
Hey Derek, did you and Jeff talk much during the summer or leading up to this
Yes.
whole thing and during the season?
Absolutely, and that's part of the long-lasting relationship. It was long before this, will go on long after, and absolute professional. Actually helped me in the process a little bit too. Which was great.
You were 25 games in now. What do you have here, Derek, as your size?
Well, I think it's 25 games. I think it's what you see. Give the guys a ton of credit. We're probably, in my eyes, maybe overachieving a little bit. Some nights we probably look ahead of schedule on where we want to be in our growth. But, sometimes the reality, our inability to be really good teams. I mean, just take this last stretch. I mean, we're in November. I don't know the exacts, but it's like a 7-2-2, whatever it is. But even this last homestand, our last 4 games, which we point our teams outside the playoffs right now, and the 2 teams that you'd call elite in this league, Toronto and Vegas, we were unable to point against. So this will be just another opportunity against an elite team in Tampa.
Derek, what makes David Perron so effective?
His approach to the game, his ability to make plays. I think him and Dylan do good together. Dylan's a transporter of the puck, so he helps David out in that situation. And obviously his help on the power play. I've said that a few times. We've had some success on the power play, and he's a big part of it. Not even running the half wall, his ability to keep plays alive, which has helped us immensely. But I just think the intensity, a guy that's seen some winning, what it looks like, not accepting poor performances or poor stretches in our game. He's been a huge addition for us.
He could easily just be a finesse player, but he has a feisty
He does,
side
of course.
to him.
That's the competitor. I'm sure that's why he's had the success. I was approaching 1,000 games. That's why he's had the career he's had. He's been a huge addition for us.
You talk about those games against those elite teams, and I know you're looking at every game really intensely, but do you kind of look a little deeper at what you guys do against teams like this as a measuring stick?
Yeah, of course. I think we're trying to take another step in our growth, and I wouldn't say it's frustrating, but even that Toronto and Vegas loss, we did some pretty good things. Even talking with Brian Garlock after, obviously scouting, I'm like, well, how do we look? And we only gave up 9 chances versus Vegas, so we're doing some good things. Just think that margin of error is even thinner against these elite teams with the odd difference maker. I mean, we're 2-1 versus Vegas. We're pushing. I wouldn't say we're controlling the game, but we're getting the better of the zone and the looks. Puck pops out, it's breakaway. Phil Kessel, also we're down 3-1. You experience that. The Matthews goal, the Marner goal, obviously. There's guys tonight that can do that to you. So I think it's a good experience for us and where we're trying to get.
Is Elmer a little bit?
What's the timeline look like for him?
He's coming. We had 2 really, really good skates. He'll get hammered again right now with a long skate. So I would expect him maybe by the weekend. Again, it'll be up to Steve on what he wants to do with him. I'm sure because he's been out so long, he probably sees some time in Grand Rapids.
You've talked about Sundqvist here lately with his few goals and whatnot. I mean, you guys don't look necessarily for the offense, but he is a guy who has reached the teens in his career. I mean, is he a guy who could pitch in just the way he plays?
Absolutely.
Being around the
well,
net?
and we need him. he plays right a lot. You know, when we were struggling with our 5-on-5 offense, we asked the guys to get to the net, get to the hard areas, which is natural for him, where a lot of his goals happen. So, what's good about Sonny is the offense he creates is done the right way, and that just helps us as a team with our 5-on-5 play.
Thank you.